It's destroying our families. It's bullying us. And this whole plandemic, it's their brains, right? And it annoys me. So I personally will take the scripture, but I am not going to side up and say Christian. I don't care what Peter says. Peter made mistakes before, didn't he? Didn't he? Jesus told him, "Back on me, Satan. I told you what it is. You see me. You know what I mean? I will come. I took your hand. How many miracles you need from me, nigga? Shut the fuck up. I ain't telling you something. You still don't get it. Stand back on me, Satan. Because he's all in your ego right now, right? I'm not lying, right? That's recorded, right? Sometimes you just got to let it be. Now, what a lot of people do not get, and some people do, but they're on the payroll to act like they don't get it. But that which is Christianity has nothing to do with Paul or Saul of Tarsus. Saul of Tarsus, Paul, if you were to read the Acts of the Apostles and his stuff, the stuff that he writes and calls what part of the New Testament, I think about 13 of the books are his. It's either 11 or 13 he's written. I think you can take it and stick it up your, you know what I mean? If you're smart, you'll see he hangs himself. Number one, Paul's a liar. Number two, Paul's ego gets in the way. Number three, Paul celebrates using trickery. He calls it guile to get you to believe in the truth. No, just speak it. Just speak of it. I don't need to trick you. You have choice. You have choice to listen to me and weigh it up. Okay? And you have your life experience to say, well, I'll wait to see if it pans out. I'll get some further info. All this is to do with time. I'm going to do a lecture on time and how it really affects you and how it affects other people more than you. You take it for granted. You just don't understand. And it's not your fault that you don't understand. Okay? But you're going to say, how are you going to give me a lecture on time? It's just time, innit? We'll see. Okay? So, what a lot of us, or a lot of people know, they call it Pauline Christianity. Pauline Christianity quite often goes against what Yeshua said, what the Messiah said, what many people would refer to as Jesus. Now, some would say, well, Yahweh, Yeshua, these are made-up names, and that's not the Jesus of the Bible. These are names were made from here and there. And if that's the case, tomato, I get it. But I think I know what I'm talking about, the fruit, right? The red fruit, that's good for you. Yes, it's fruit, right? And I think the Creator would know that we've been deceived on so many levels. So if I say Jesus, or I say Yeshua, or I say Yahweh, Elohim, or whichever the names, right? Isa. I'm not going to split hairs on it, over it, because we're not perfect. Okay? None of we are perfect. And I'm not sure that you're supposed to be calling the Lord's name in vain anyway. It's a vain argument. It's a vain argument to say I have the right to call this name because what's the issue? The name or the message? The color or the message? Do you know what I mean? The messenger or the truth of the message? Do you understand? It's a vain argument. You're looking for status to say, look how good I am. Because I can differentiate between sticking up your ass. Okay? Not interested in that. The vast majority of people will understand what I'm saying and who I'm pertaining to. Especially if your heart, spirit, mind is all engaged in what I'm talking about. And you get it. You're not just looking at me and saying, oh, would I fucking, I don't know, I wish you'd take that mask off because he might be sexy. What if he looks like a bulldog? Well, half of you girls do that with bulldogs anyway. The point is, stick with the message. Okay? So, Paul on the one hand is trying to attack. He is a Pharisee. He's an educated Pharisee, and he's doing the work trying to kill Christians. We all know this is in the Bible, right? So he's going around getting them, torturing, killing them, and all the rest of it. But it's not killing the movement, the message. See, you can kill the man, you can kill the body, but you can't kill the spiritual message. I don't care who invented mathematics. He ain't here now. But it's the truth of the matter, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? People will learn to count, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Pardon my, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just one of my comfort actors. My clutches I lean on from time to time. I don't. They didn't say it then, did I? I nearly did. So, what he did was change tack. What you do is become Cointel. You infiltrate them. You just turn around and say, I support. And then you get into that crowd and you shout harder. You learn all about it and you shout harder. You push harder. And before you know it, you get to the front of the group. And people start to say, yeah, I like him. Just like Thomas swore to him. Thomas is saying, this guy, man, this brother, you know, the way he talked to them people, he'd win the crowd. He was fighting hard for Jesus. And, you know, Peter and James and everybody saying, yeah, we know him. We know him. You know what I mean? We don't know him. No, man, trust me, blood. Trust me, blood. Paul never met Jesus, right? But he got somebody to co-sign him in, okay? Most Cointel, you see it in films, some guy said, nah, boss, he's all right. He was there at the bank and robbed the bank, you know what I mean? He was with us, you know what I mean? And before you know it, that's the guy in the group to bring it down. And that's all. The first thing was to try and kill it, eradicate the Christian movement, or the new movement of Yeshua, the new way of thinking. Couldn't do it. They tried everything, couldn't do it. So then it's going to be a long job. Well, if you really want rid of it, and it's revealing who we are, it's one of our own we put in there. Put Paul in there, change his name. How many Hollywood actors are there? You think that's their name. They've changed their name. I was listening to Vanessa Feltz way back, and she said, oh, when we Jews came over here, many of us changed our names. We came in the 30s. I'm like, you came in the 30s, right? There was no Holocaust going on in the 30s. You came en masse in the 30s. Why did you change your name? Why did you have to change your name? What was your game? You've got to ask those critical questions. Why would you change your name? If you're innocent over there, you come over here, what are you changing your name for? Why are you coming here straight away on a lie? She said it. She said it. So the point is, Paul's changed his name. Clue, right? Paul was on one side, and now he's got the long game going on. So people believe in Paul and justify it. You know, Corinthians, and they got their hearts and souls in Corinthians. All right. Okay. Romans says, and their hearts and souls in Romans. I'm like, damn. And this is why they can believe a Tariq Nasheed. They can believe a Phil Valentine. They can believe an Umar Johnson and, you know, a Messi Jesse. They can believe all these names. Do you know what I mean? Some of them write books. So did Paul. You know what I mean? People write books. Wake up. Okay? Now, I mentioned Phil Valentine. A bit too spookish for me to think it relates. I wouldn't know if he was. I call the name because I'm saying, everybody, if you're of this colour and they've got all this movement and culture and Pan-Africanism and all of this ooky spooky Egyptology, question every one of them. I don't care who they are. Question even Marcus Garvey, I think was a hustler. Well, let's explore it. Let's just explore it. You want to fight me because what? No, we're going to explore it. He's not beyond exploring and checking out. Was he good? Was he bad? Was he just a hustler? How dare you tell me? And anybody who says, no, oh, Garvey lives, like he's some god, that's your Cointel. Especially if they're celebrating Kwanzaa, right? So Paul is a Cointel. You've got the person who actually codified it in the modern world, J. Edgar Hoover. Well, it's now known that it's gay Edgar Hoover, and he had his lover. The problem with the Rev 29ers is that they like to know everything about you. 5G. They like to spy on everybody because 5G, they know that their time is limited. It's biblical. Their time is limited, and they're trying to find out. The Umar Johnson is, coming for me, and the way to do this is to make you the enemy. That I need to spy on you. I need to know, because you people are plotting against us. They come in your house and say you're plotting against us, and you're like, this is my house. Yeah, but you're anti-Semitic. You're plotting against me, but you're not Semitic. There you go. You're plotting against me, and then we start to, do your heading. You start to question yourself. You're going mad. Is it you? I thought I told the truth. Why is There's no truth. What are you saying? God, why am I here? Do you see how you start to internalize when what you said was true in the first place? The person before you is the liar. And there's no support for somebody who's telling the truth. So you feel lost and then distracted and, So the point is, Gahuba came with the Cointel program because there's a quote-unquote enlightening of black people. Slaves have been, they're beginning to get some semblance of an identity. Of course, it was all implanted identity because the first thing they said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Well, you're not black. They're not, you know what I mean? Young, gifted and black. You see, when the people that control and say, I'll give you money if you sing this. People think it's just the rappers singing about guns and killing and guns and hoes. It was before. Sing about black and you'll get money. And we'll promote your career. Sometimes the truth is something that people want to take. I'll take a slice of that, but I'll leave that aside. It can't be, But you're not black. I'm not black. I am actually a man of colour. And it doesn't offend me if a white man called me a coloured chap. But I've heard it. People go on TV, on radio, and I know they're Cointel. They throw their knickers in the air because somebody said some white person referred to somebody as coloured. That's racist. It's not racist. Do you understand? It's more racist to tell me what I must call myself, which is what the university used to do. Kept bullying me, telling me I mustn't use the word Negro, don't tell me what to call me. I mean, this is academia for fuck's sake. So, I'll just put on a few notes here. Paul, I've got the Watergate. Well, the Nixon and the Watergate, a lot of people don't actually, they listen to the mainstream about the Watergate. The thing about Watergate was Nixon was taping people and taping conversations. But Nixon was also getting taped by the Rev 29s. Because they need to know, is this president going to, be like JFK, going to go against us? And he and Billy Graham used to have conversations. And if you listen to the tapes, you know what YouTube is. Billy Graham, the evangelical and Nixon conversations. They were talking quite clearly about the Rev 29s and their over-inflated influence and agendas. Now, when I heard that, I thought, wow. Bernstein is the guy who broke the story. That's why they shocked him. Because he was talking about them. And they won't tell you that he was talking about them and what he said. They just talk about, oh, yes, Watergate. What he did. But they won't talk about that area. And they won't let you put two and two together. Just an example. Another thing that people don't get. I'll say it now, there are more questions than answers. Okay? I may not be able to answer everything. I'm not a Bible scholar, that's number one. I mean, just because I believe in the Bible, it doesn't mean I have to know everything about it. I believe I have a body, but I'm not a medical doctor either. Do you know what I mean? I can cook very well, but I'm not a bloody chef. The kind of conclusions and rationale people come to, they don't quite get it. And I think we're being miseducated from young. And if we're miseducated and having children, then we're not really putting them on solid ground. And they can see that I can do that. Now, either what I'm saying is resonated with you and it sounds okay and it sounds logical and it makes sense, then you would know why they wouldn't want it. Because I can write better than I can speak. Typos aside, once I've gone through it and all the rest of it, I can write better than I can speak it. It ought to be so. it ought to be so. It's as simple as that. So, to recap, this is going to be called the Plandemic and Cointel. It's a precursor to my video I'd like to do of Cointel, what Cointel looks like, how they've operated, who they've been, how you can discern truth from fiction and a narrative. And I just thought, because there are a lot of information, you can get information overload, right? The same thing happened in 9/11 or post 9/11. So many theories came out. It was this, it was that, and it got ridiculous after a while. Do you know what I mean? So, in terms of 9/11, I'll say it now. There's about 2 videos I would say you might want to look at. Now, I bought loads. I bought the Alex Jones ones, and I bought loads of them. I bought Dave Von Kleist. I bought the Venice Flying Circle. But to get to the point, you need to know who did it. Who actually did it. And the best video would be 9/11 missing links, okay? Now, the guy who made it went through a 360. Forget what breakfast he eats. Forget how many times he goes to the toilet. Forget who he prays for. Forget all of that. Forget the messenger. It's 9/11 missing links. It was an Irish guy, Irish American, and a Muslim guy, and I think the guy's wife, and another fella. Yeah, they did the video, right? They did the video, they were working together, right? It's a solid video. It goes into the historical analysis. It just doesn't mention the King David Hotel. I don't know why it doesn't mention the King David Hotel bombing that the Israelis did, or the Orange Grove killing of the 2 UK sergeants. However, it's the best one to tell you who did it, right? So it goes historically, gives you the form, what they've done in the past, and so forth, right? You can watch that, then you'll know. Okay, that's number 1. And that was it was a grand plan, but sometimes, they get high on their own supply and it's not going fast enough for them, so they think they can get away with it and they leave too many breadcrumbs and clues. The next video will be architects and engineers. I can't remember what it's called, but if you type in 9/11 architects and engineers, then they'll go into all the reasoning behind the structural damage and so forth. The rest of those 9/11 videos, they got some useful information, and a lot of it will be disinfo. Even loose change, forget that. Forget loose change. Forget it. Okay? So the 2 9/11s you've got to listen to or take information will be 9/11 missing links, take the message, not the messenger, and architects and engineers. Those will be the best I'd go for. So we're in a place where a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff and they're making accusations, and very few people are putting the 2 and 2s together to think, Cointel, double agent, Wuhan, Charles Lieber of Harvard University. Who's Charles Lieber? Why would he be getting paid 2 sets of money to set up a chemical biological lab in Wuhan by virtue of the 1,000 Talents program, in which he's paid $1 million? And they, under questioning, they asked him about it. He said, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about the 1,000. He's so stupid that he's not a double agent, he's a triple agent. Because although the Americans put him out there, and he may have done what he's done, and I believe he's got something to do with it. I've heard people saying, media saying, he's got nothing to do with it. Yeah, right. But his story doesn't add up. And why should it not? They've actually given you a cover story to pull their agent out after he's done the dirt. We're arresting him because he did something to us after he's done something to them. But when in questioning, he's just revealed, oh, yeah, I do have something to do with it. Your story is they're paying you money under the 1,000 Talents program, but you say you don't know nothing about it. The Chinese are saying we paid him for that. And he says, I'm going to read it again because I'm sure in my video I told you. But nobody wants to talk about that. And who is he? Watch 9/11 missing links. You know who's always behind it, right? So, this Plandemic, this was planned. Okay? It's planned. Number 2, I have had the flu before, and you get flus because a bacteria will ignite, lower your immune system, and inflame your virus, whatever. And sometimes it's because somebody else at work had their damn hand on the phone and didn't want to sit their ass at home, spread it. Or they're on the tube and the bus, they've been through that, and they've left it on the railings that you come on, you're in the cramped conditions. Viruses do last a little bit on surfaces, not forever, but they do. Okay? Your DNA does, right? So, they're susceptible to heat. So there's 2 things going on. The Wu hand switch on. If you were to tell me, anybody who keeps saying, oh, 5G's got nothing to do with health, is lying to you. Anybody who says that using a mobile phone doesn't affect your brain, and if you put it under, what do you call it? Sonogram, is it sonogram? Well, you can be on your phone, they'll take a sonogram of your brain beforehand, and then afterwards you've been using your phone for whatever length of time you see the difference, right? This thing and my tablet right here, I play chess on this, my arm's killing me, right? It's hurting me. This, the younger version, I used to always have in my back pocket, and then one day there's a lump here. There was a lump. And automatically I knew I didn't carry it anymore. Then I started to do the research, and I realised, do not have it on your person, do not have it on you know what I mean? So generally speaking, I carry my mobile phone in my hand. I just don't want to carry it on my person, and I don't want to carry something like, I got, one of them bags, like, because if I carry a bag, then I have to carry a weapon, because some idiot's going to want to try, might want to do, I live in that type of area. So, it's the dilemma. It's the dilemma, do you know what I mean, that I'm in. So generally speaking, I carry it, or I might put it in my bag, my rucksack, whatever. But, the thing is, don't carry it around on your person, It does affect you. And 5G is even more powerful. And 5G is it's a spying system. Not only is it going to damage a lot of people, and they don't want a lot of people here anyway, and they're refuting that, it's flu symptoms, and it can give you flu-like symptoms. Well, you will get flu-like symptoms. Whether it causes them or not is not the point. If it attacks your immune system, you're going to be open to bacteria, right? You're going to inflame some viruses within you, right? That's going to give you the same things. It is what it is. So in closing, probably not one of my greatest videos. You'd have to be the judge of that. Now, what I would like you to do, I didn't say at the beginning, would be, if I'm making any sense to you and you're interested in some of the topics that I say I'm going to discuss, I'll do all that before I actually go live, so that you know who I am. I'll give you my history, and so you'll know where I'm coming from. I'm not perfect, so I'll admit all that. All sins will be admitted before I go live, and then you can have that interaction, right? If you want to have the interaction, you've got news people out there, you maybe like the mainstream media, or maybe you like whoever is doing it, you prefer them. It's no skin of my nose. So long as I've done it, I'm okay. And I put it out there. So please subscribe. That would be encouraging. Please hit the thumbs up that I approve that message. It may have flaws, but I like it. Overall, they're not. So subscribe. When you subscribe, click all the time and click the bell. Subscribe, click all the time, click the bell. And put a thumbs up. Okay? I think I'm going to end this video right here. I will collate some information to talk about the sexes, male and female. That, it's going to be explosive, but it's also going to be revealing, and I will tell you straight, do park your ego aside. Okay? And you will hear it here first. There are some people who are saying some stuff that we all agree, I agree with, and they agree with. It's about feminism. I agree with that. But I'm going to bring some information that nobody knows, and so forth. So it's not an ego thing. It's an educational thing, because I don't care who repeats it, so long as it's been repeated and children get to know, so they know their pecking order, and there's less fighting and arguing and less guys using girls. The only reason why at this moment, in closing, girls have never had it so good. Men are going bending over backwards to educate them, lie for them, all of this stuff about the gender pay gap. It's all bullshit. I'll explain to you. Yet, you can go on World Star Hip Hop, and these women with all this freedom, you'll see what it amounts to. I was just having a conversation yesterday, and I said, the old cultures know. That's why they stone a woman to death. I don't know that I disagree now. Now, I'm going to blow your mind that by the time I finished, even the most ardent females, if they got an ounce of honesty, is going to say, that ain't me, but I see where that's coming from, and it's true. Okay? It's not magic, it's just what it is, okay? So, with that said, I bid you Godspeed, farewell, keep healthy, and I'll speak to you soon.